Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. Ed Talks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the discussion is: does technology connects us more or isolates us more? And to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Vikas Singh, founder and vice chancellor of Geeta University, Panipat. A very warm welcome, sir. How are you
Thank
doing,
you,
sir?
Meg. Thank you, Meg. Thank you for inviting me to this platform. Really a pleasure to be here and talking to young students and other education leaders on your platform. Pleasure to be here, beta.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your precious time. It's so good to have you here on this platform. So
Um,
let's, yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to some good discussion, some interesting questions. Yeah,
So let's start off with the session, sir, shall we?
please go ahead.
So when we talk of, the technology, so this current session that we are, having because of technology only. So do you think,
Absolutely.
have we become more closer to each other or too far from reality? Is it an advantage or a, disadvantage of technology?
Mahek, as you rightly mentioned, we are interacting with each other, and not only with each other, but we are interacting with so many other, audience participants. And I really do not know whether you are in Gurgaon or Delhi or any other part of the world. So it shows that connectivity, has tremendously increased with the help of technology. But this question which you have pointed out is a very pertinent and very debatable question. For last more than 10 years, this debate was going on whether uh, technology should be used more in classrooms or less in classrooms, whether a student should be allowed to carry their mobile phones to the campus or should not be allowed to carry their mobile phones or the technical or the gadgets, to the classrooms. So this debate was going on for quite some time, and I can say that because of last 3 years of this COVID pandemic, now I think the question has been answered very thoroughly and very comprehensively that technology is here going to stay, and we need to find out ways in which technology can be used for the benefit of education, for the benefit of teaching learning process, for the benefit of assessment and students. So I think technology is going to connect us more and more in the times to come. And is it isolating us? Yes, in a certain context, it is also isolating us because the me time, the screen time, is increasing.
Yeah.
Now, I find students, I find young kids, they are more engaged, involved in their, electronic devices. So that connectivity, as far as peer group is concerned, connectivity with family members, connectivity with friends group, that time is reducing. But technology is, of course, connecting us to far off places, to far off people. That is my initial statement, on the topic, Mahek.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. So you just mentioned that the schools were not, the students were not allowed to carry mobile phones, and because we grew up wishing that oh God, I wish I was allowed to bring my cell phone in the school. So during the pandemic, everything was online. The classes were online. So do you think now that we have done so many classes over Zoom call, all these things. So, do you think the use of technology that should become mandatory in schools now?
That is now mandatory. In fact, already mandatory in schools. You look at any platform. You look at, in fact, a simple thing like CBSC, forms filling. Everything from examination form filling to CBSE to state boards, it's all online now. So technology has, been now a part and parcel of the education system, especially at school and college level. It's very much a part and parcel now. The The important point here is that now we have more belief, we have more confidence now on young kids, students. 2 years back, 3 years back, before the pandemic time, we were not having that confidence on, young students. We were thinking that if they are, having mobile phone in their hand, it means they are wasting their time. But now, in last 3 years, teachers and parents have seen that this is only because of the energy and enthusiasm of those young kids that the teaching learning process could continue. For last 3 years, there has been so few, I would say online, so few physical classes. The entire teaching learning process was majorly, online using Zoom platform, Google platform, other platforms, team platforms. So now we have more faith. Now we have more confidence on our young kids that if they are using mobile phone, then they are using this mobile phone constructively. They are using this mobile phone to learn new things. If they are watching YouTube, if they are watching different platforms, they are trying to learn new things and they are not wasting their time. So I think with this new found confidence, with this new found belief over the students, parents have also accepted this as a fact that these kids needs to have latest gadgets, devices, because online education is here to stay. So I think yes, it is now mandatory, and I've seen that students are now accepting the students. They are allowing students to carry their mobile phones right up to their classroom. Maybe not in the classroom during the session like now, but they are now allowed to carry their mobile phone right up to their classrooms now. So that penetration is now happening.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. That was, a very brief explain by you. So when we talk about, students carrying the mobile phones into the schools, so one can, agree to this that there are a lot of online classes and notes and books that is, very hard to find in a physical form that are available online very easily. So moving forward, sir, what
True.
are the, yeah, sorry, sir, you were saying something.
I'm saying true. You are very rightly pointing out.
Exactly. So, what are the pros and cons of having technology? And when we talk about the cons of technology, so what all factors do you think contribute in isolating us from each other? Because there's a point here that technology isolates us from each other. So, what do you think? What all factors are contributing to it?
Mahek, I would say that pros are very many and cons are very limited.
Yeah.
And the challenges which are there are very controllable challenges, but benefits are many. So technology has a lot of pros, I would say. Now, let me start, by saying, by sharing a small, kind of incidents with you. Now when we are talking about future of job, I was attending a, program recently. I was a panel member there, so we were discussing what is going to be the future of job. When we say future of job, we say that we are going to have, a lot of individual people performing. It means what? Like a lot of jobs which are now in vogue, they will become automated. We are going to have industry 4.0. We are going to have manufacturing, say 4.0, 5.0, where majorly the work was done by robots, artificial intelligence, machine learning. We can see how the things are moving in next 10 years. There can be a big change in the way we perform job, in the way we perform and contribute in jobs. What is going to change there? The change is going to be more and more use of technology. Now, if these young kids, after 10 years, they are going to use more and more technology in performing their jobs, it means they should be very well acquainted and comfortable with the technology. And school is the, I would say, platform, or school is the level where they are learning at the fastest pace, fastest level, because they are young, they are eager to learn, and that's why they are learning very fast. So during those periods, it is very essential that young kids become very acquainted with technology. It's going to be your individual skill sets. You know, it is not only going to be your knowledge which is going to bring you good jobs. You are going to require a very hands-on skill set for getting a good job. You need to have a good behavior. How you treat with people, how you look at things. Your behavior is going to be very important. Your attitude is going to be very important. So it's not only knowledge, the behavior, the attitude, the skill sets, they are going to bring you jobs in the future. And those jobs will also not be, like a 9 to 5 kind of jobs. The young kids will be required to, work at many jobs simultaneously. They will be more like freelancers. They will be having their account on Fiverr. They will be having their account on LinkedIn, and they will be solving problems, project based problems, and working with many employers at one point of time. In that kind of environment, which is going to happen in, say, next 5, 10 years, it is going to be very essential that these young kids are good in communication skills. These young kids are very comfortable with using technological devices. These young kids are, you know, uh, they know how to come across on these online and technical platforms. For that to happen, it is very essential that this should be, this liberation should be there. The school should allow, college should allow, students to use this uh, technological devices. And when I'm saying this, these are all pros. Assessment. Look at the assessment now. Teachers can design a small assessment in the classroom right after the lecture. They can exercise that transparent assessment, and they can rate their students' performance. They can find out what is the level of learning in the classroom. So not only the tutoring part, the teaching part, teaching and learning part has now been very supported by these electronic devices. So technology has so many pros. You can connect. The faculty members are invited in higher education now. We are inviting faculty members from international universities. They are coming from international universities. They are coming from far off places, and they are interacting with my students in the university. Using the Zoom and other platforms. So, uh, what it means? It means the students' exposure is multiplying. Now they are not only restricted to their own school or college's teachers. Now they can be exposed to best of the teachers from worldwide. At my place at Gita University here at Panipat, where I'm heading right now as founder vice chancellor, we are calling it a very IT enabled campus. And what I mean by IT enabled campus, right from day one, when somebody applies for admission to the day he gets his degree or she gets his her degree, at the convocation, the entire process is IT enabled. All your mark sheets, your results, your parents can see your performance. You can see your performance. You can connect with your wardens. You can connect with your proctor. You can connect with your teachers, your mentors online. You can raise your complaints. You can raise your facility office directly using online, and raise their complaint. So the journey of the student in the school, the journey of the student in the college and university, it has been simplified. It has been smoothened with the help of technology. So pros are very many in teaching, learning, in your experience, in your exposure, in your assessment, in your learning, in every aspect. Technology is helping the teacher learn. This Guru Shishya Parampara. The cons are very limited, and they can be restricted. They can be controlled. The cons are that students are utilizing more of their time on screen. They are not utilizing library services. They are not using outdoor sports. They are not using the courts. That is limited now. Also, while talking to with friends, they are again more inclined to have video chat. They are more inclined to have text chat, but they are not actually going out and meeting friends on those their homes or some common places. So that can be controlled. Once you are outside your class, once you are outside your college, then maybe parents, then maybe the peer group, the friends, they can start restricting their screen time, so that the eyes, the mind, they all get rested. uh, I find now that students, they watch those YouTube channels, they watch those learning videos right late in the night. They are they are playing games, they are involved in lot many activities online, using their mobile phones, using their smart TVs. So that is a I would say a challenge,
Yeah.
that how a student can be made aware, how they can be motivated, how we can make them believe that this is the right kind of use of technology. And this is also this is I'm not saying this is a poor use of technology. Even that is required. Meeting your friends, learning new things, that is also required. Even playing games is also required, because you need to be very comfortable. The way you control your devices while playing games, you cannot learn any other way, to control your device to that extent. So I would say that cons are there, but the cons are very controllable, and those challenges can be controlled by teacher, by parents, and most importantly, the young kid, himself or herself. They can restrict their screen time, which is non-productive, which is non-constructive.
Thank you so much, sir. So, absolutely, thank you so much. That was a very well explained by you. So, when we talk about, the pros of technology, yeah, so we just think of this as that, the students are bringing the cell phones to the school and they'll not be, studying what we are teaching them. But technology, I think, always helps the students in the long run when they'll be graduated, when they'll pass out the school. It will definitely help them, learn much bigger things than just, the textbook lessons. And when we talk about the cons, sir, so do you think that, technology is, bringing gaps in reality? For example, when we for example, let's say you are out to meet a friend and they are just continuously chatting in their phone, and they're not even listening to you, they're not paying attention to you. So do you think does it bring gaps in reality?
Mehak, I would say that I think 5 years back, this would have come out as a very kind of insulting behavior to me.
Yeah.
But now today, when I sit with my family at the dinner time on the dining table, I find that everyone is using their mobile phone at the dinner time also. So I think the point is, it's no more, I would say, insulting to anyone. Now we have accepted this. You travel in a metro,
Yeah.
and you find that all the people in metro, they are using their mobile devices. They are all having their screen time. They are not talking to the person sitting next to them.
Yeah.
This is the new kind of behavior. Now look at the buses which are there now, the school buses, the college buses. They all have GPS now. Parents sitting at home would like to see where their kids are, how much time it is going to take for them to reach home. The mobile has become a tool to get connected. I know a lot of parents who are working, husband and wife both are working. Their kids, after come back from school, they are in the home, and those parents using their mobile phone, using this closed circuit TV camera, they are keeping an eye on the safety of and security of their kids right from the office. So it is basically a device to connect. But yes, as you are rightly mentioning, there is a challenge. Challenge is that sometimes we ignore people, those who are sitting next to us.
Yeah.
We are connected with a person who is at a far off place, but we are actually disconnected with the person who is sitting next to us. Now this behavior is bringing gap, of course, in the physically connected people. So
Yeah.
in a house, I'm talking to my son, I'm talking to my brother, but even then I cannot expect that I can say that, okay, we are going to talk for next half an hour. So brother, please, keep your phone aside, or beta, keep your phone aside, because we are going to talk for next half an hour. No, this is not going to happen now anymore. We need to learn to live with this kind of challenge, that at one point of time, and this is multitasking. This is now something which is very accepted behavior. We when we work on mobile phone, there are 5 windows open. When we are working on laptop, there are 10 windows open. So we all are into now multitasking.
Yeah.
The systems are into multitasking, and I know the kids, they are not chatting with only in one group. At one point of time, they might be chatting in 5 different WhatsApp
Yeah.
groups simultaneously. So the point is, this is going to stay. We should not feel insulted, or we should not feel, I would say, offended
Yeah.
if we are talking to someone and and that young kid is using the mobile phone. Rather, we should only communicate and say that, beta, what I'm going to share is very important. So if you can put aside your phone for next 2 minutes, I think if that can happen, you should be very happy. That because there is no way back that mobile or electronic devices can go away from our life now. We
Yeah.
need to learn to live with them, and they are bringing a lot of fruits. They are bringing a lot of benefits, which which outweigh, which outnumber the challenges by far. So I think we should learn the new etiquettes. We should learn the new ways to interact in physical form, and at the same time continue to use the technological devices, the mobile phones, for the benefits that they are bringing. This is my take on this.
Thank you so much, Vikasa. It was, a very wonderful session with you. And I hope you too did enjoy it.
Absolutely, Meg, and I'm so happy that you picked a very important topic, which is
Yeah.
now in every teacher's mind, which is now in every student's mind. But I believe we should actually allow technology to
Yeah.
come to our campuses. We should allow technology to come to our classrooms, but use it in a
Sorry, sir, you're not audible. All right, no worries. Thank you so much, everyone. And for all the viewers, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you.